history of construction was around stick and brick. So when
Mhm.
you're trying to introduce things that aren't the norm, you're always going to have a problem. And so I would say that more counties, municipalities, builders, developers need to think more outside of the box, because for our company, it's cheaper for us to build with shipping containers than stick and brick. Now, we offer stick and brick if that's what the customer want, because we are a general
Mhm.
contracting company, but we heavily focus on the shipping container just because it allows for us to be able to solve something more quicker. An example is earlier we mentioned 2,500 square feet. If everything is perfect in the world, that house can be built in less than 90 days. Now, it's only taken up to 6 months
Wow.
now just because of the supply chain challenges that we experience with glass and whatever other, customized things. But in general, it's very easy to be able to use a shipping container and build much faster than you could ever build any stick and brick. We built, just for testing reasons, a tiny home in 8 hours, all the way through if you just kind of put all the time together. So, of course, drywall has to dry, the putty on that. But other than that, we were able to build something in 7.5 to 8 hours. And so I'm just giving an example of, if
Wow.
we're really trying to really tap into, like, deeper into the construction industry, green construction is the way to go.
Well, we were talking earlier about kind of the international scene and comparing apples to apples as close as possible, right? So, like you said, Costa Rica, what's a house there compared to like a house here if you're talking green construction?
Green construction, for starters, another significant thing that was different across these is that all their houses are green construction.
Okay, help me
So
understand that.
literally how they build is green methods versus you would be used to seeing stick frame homes here. They don't do that over there. Everything is made out of some kind of recyclable material, rather it is the concrete that they're using, rather it's, anything that goes into that build, from the center blocks to all of that. And so they're using this technology abroad, not specifically shipping containers, but green methods are being used abroad. Whereas here, it's not accepted. And I'm not really sure why. There are some things that in traditional builds that are considered green, like your countertops, if you're using marble, stone, things like that. But in general, I think people don't realize that there can be significant cost savings using green methods. And so if I did apples to apples for a shipping container bill across these and one here, it'd probably be between 20 and 30% cheaper, just because everything that's going into that house is locally sourced. And anything that would be a little bit more expensive may just come around in the form of the shipping container, because it just depends on how much import export that country does to
Mhm.
determine how many shipping containers are accessible to be used in construction. Now, our ports, everything we ship out to the United States, we ship into the United States. So we have ports all over. I think here in the United States, we have close to like 20 ports throughout the
Wow.
United States, whereas internationally it's probably close to maybe two or 300 internationally, where most countries may have multiples depending on what country you're in. And so with that, having access to materials that are green is what's going to help you with your cost savings versus just only having options for stick and brick products.